We all good?
Yeah.
Okay, coming into the 2021 season, I had no idea if I was going to be able to hunt at all. I had my second ACL surgery on September 3rd, and it wasn't until the third weekend in October that I was able to hunt on my own. October 23rd, me and my brother headed to my grandma and grandpa's woods. I climbed up using my saddle into an area that we knew was going to be good, and we actually had a lot of success there later on in the season. That day, I had deer action from gray light until 8:30, and I even had one of our shooter bucks come to within 30 yards, and I just wasn't able to get the job done. The next day, I decided to sleep in and help my mom and her boyfriend on the newly acquired land that we got that we coined the Lucky Sevens. It wasn't until about 2 p.m. when I decided to head out to the tree stand in a location that we had never hunted, and it was my first time ever being out on the land. I had no deer movement until about 4:30 when I saw two does feeding out in the field about 200-250 yards away. I watched those does grazing for about 45 minutes when I heard something coming off to my left. Through the wood line across a finger, I saw a nice shooter buck coming in my direction. Earlier in the day, I ranged a little spot in the opening of the finger that was about 32 yards, and I realized that he was coming on a trail right for that spot. When he turned in that spot, I got him to stop, took my shot, and he didn't even go 5 yards, double lunged him, and he rolled up. The first bow buck that I've ever shot. Fast forward to November 2nd, and our second Bar Boys team member had some luck with a bow.
On November 2nd, I was planning on going hunting with Brent Service after he got done with work. We had early action right away. Around 4:30, we had a nice little small buck. We thought action was going to really turn up, but nothing really happened after that. A small little fawn came out to our right and started feeding like 25 yards behind us. Around like 5:30, we had a turkey come out, and after like a minute, another turkey came out. I decided I would take the bigger one. It started moving my way, feeding. I decided to take the shot at 25 yards. The turkey flew and started running to the edge of the wood and expired about 5 yards in. My turkey had a 12.5-inch beard and an 1.25-inch spurs. My next story is pretty interesting. In 2019, I noticed a small buck on camera. He had like a little notch in his ear. I didn't really think much about him because he wasn't really that big and he was really young. Fast forward to 2020, I had him on camera right away. He was like the first deer I saw. He looked pretty nice, but knowing that I had other bigger deer on camera, I didn't really want to target him either. I encountered Notch twice during the 2020 season, knowing he was going to be on the top of the hit list. Fast forward to 2021, my uncle went out and started shed hunting with his Kubota, and he spotted Notch's 2 sheds. On July 7th, he showed up. Me and Devin hunted Notch hard early November. Then fast forward to opening day of gun season. Me and my uncle went out, never saw a single deer, and 10 minutes before shooting light, Notch came around the corner, and I shot him and he expired. Notch would be my greatest story to ever tell. A few days later, Devin had success with his rifle.
Deciding to focus mainly on our new land for gun season, my opening day ended with seeing nearly 20 deer. None of them shooters though. I didn't get to hunt the second day, but the third day, my morning was ended short by my mom's boyfriend shooting the doe. That evening, I decided to go pull some of the trail cams and see what kind of pics we had. I noticed that there was a nice buck behind the pond that we had pictured a few days earlier, and I knew exactly where I was going to sit. The following day started out extremely slow. As it neared 8 o'clock, I decided to mix things up and make a short grunt sequence. It wasn't even 5 minutes later, and a nice shooter buck crested the ridge. I stopped him at 70 yards, lined up my crosshairs, and pulled the trigger. After I shot, he instantly jumped over the ridge, and I for sure thought that I had missed. When I went and checked for blood, it also confirmed that. Just for fun, I went and checked over the ridge to see if there was any blood over there, and he wasn't laying any more than 100 yards. November 23rd, I shot my true first gun buck. The luck I had on the new land is kind of crazy. November 5th, I was given the opportunity to videotape my mom's boyfriend Dave. It wasn't even an hour that we were in the stand, and we had a nice big buck come within 25 yards of us. Unfortunately, as he shot, the limb of his horizontal bow hit the tree, making his shot go low. Nevertheless, the 2021 bow season and gun season is a deer season I will never forget.
Looking forward to the 2022 season, I have 3 bucks that are on my mind. One is a very nice 10-pointer. Another one is a nice decent 8, but he got all broken off this year. Another one is our small 10 that we always call small 10. Also in the 2022 season, I'm planning on planting monster buck food plot on both of my food plots because it has been working great for us.
Looking ahead to the 2022 season, there is one buck I have on mine at my grandparents' farm. He is a nice wide 8-pointer, and this year he was only about 2.5 years old. Next year I'm looking forward to see how much he grows and if he will be one of my targets. What we are planning on doing at the Lucky Sevens land, we have a lot of food plots that we have to get in, and we're really looking forward to shaping the land and clearing out the timber, and there's just a lot of work we have to get done there to make it a more deer-friendly place. We are also excited to shed hunt the new land. We don't really have any intel of what's to come on the land, and it would be nice to figure out what kind of bucks made it through the season. So stick along with us, and we hope you guys enjoy this video and what videos are to come.
I'm glad he kept these. Go back.